one.
Welcome back to the Unlikeus podcast, episode 4. Today we have the usual suspects: Salem,
Hello.
Ryu,
Hello.
Jamari,
Yeah.
and Shamar.
Good evening.
My name's Enrique. Let's get to business. Today is a special episode involving something that's come to recent events within the Unlikeus world of us creators anyway, and we wish to share this with you. It is the world of NFTs, of non-fungible tokens, to what they are called. I was personally introduced to this by Salem and Jamari, to which they will explain what an NFT is.
Yeah, basically, NFT stands for non-fungible token. If you're familiar with blockchain technology, then it's not too hard to grasp. But if you aren't, then it's quite a lot at the beginning. But basically, what a non-fungible token means is that it's a special type of cryptographic token representing something unique. So it's a unique digital item that's backed by blockchain, pretty much. So that doesn't really make much sense when I say it like that, but basically what you can do is you can create digital artworks. That's an example. You can tokenize them so that you say you have a digital artwork, you make 20 of them, and then you can limit it. You store them on a blockchain, and then it's secured so that there's only 20 of them that are available, and then people can actually have digital ownership of them. Which is a pretty new concept still, so it's it kind of sounds weird when you say that because it's still very new. But basically, that's what it is.
Interesting development this is, especially when we take into consideration the future of artwork, trading cards.
I've seen artists like do little song clippets or even videos. I saw Mark Cuban do a little music video. I think he made about, I don't know, let's just say like 20,000 of them. But he tokenized it, so those are NFTs, and then he sold them off, so for Ethereum, Ether. So basically, there was only 20,000 of those videos in existence with that unique serial code or whatever you get. So 20,000 people get to own that video clip, and then basically they can resell it. But I thought it was pretty cool because every time that someone resells that clip, he gets 50% of the profit or the 50% of the sale, which is a pretty interesting concept because say with Apple Music, how artists release music, on Apple Music, Apple will take a 30% cut. Everyone buys it for like say $2. There's unlimited, listens. But imagine, like say Cardi B were to release a song, but as an NFT, as a token. There was so many of them out there. She still sells it for $3, but she gets all of that. And then basically the people that own that, they can listen to the song, and then, when they're bored of it, they can resell it for, say, half the price. So they can sell it for, $1.50. But basically every time it gets sold, she gets a cut of that. And that's only possible by the blockchain technology. So it's kind of interesting to think about how it could change that industry as well.
Interesting developments for the future, and some many great applications yet to come. So first on the agenda, I believe we should discuss our arguably one of our biggest and one of the biggest developments in NFT, especially in terms of licensed franchise linked to NFT, and that would be nothing but NBA Top Shots. What are our thoughts on this, and how do we think it's going to go?
Like, personally, I love it. I love the concept. I think long term, that's like the future of collectibles. I've tried it out for a bit. I've played around with it. So, like, personally speaking, from like experience, it feels really genuine. Because I was heavily into the card market, the physical card market before that, and going into this, it feels as genuine as real cards do. It's just the physical aspect of the collecting isn't really a big game changer. It still feels as genuine as physical card collecting. So I can definitely see that like industry take off in the future, because once people get their head around digital ownership, it's just so much more convenient than collecting real assets such as a basketball card. If you can digitize that and everything else is there, then it just makes way more sense. It's way more liquid, more practical. It's more inclusive. Like the whole world can pretty much join in on the same marketplace. It wasn't like that with the physical card market. You'd have to import cards from the US first because that's where all of them are produced. I just honestly, but my personal take, that's the future of collecting. And digital like art in general, I feel like it's going to be a huge market in the future, but I could be wrong.
And it's cool to see all these different aspects of NBA Top Shots, which is obviously basically trading cards online, and the applications, and even the fact that it's still in beta and how quickly it's growing. Jamari, do you want to tell us about maybe a few cards that you've purchased or your favorite card currently available on NBA Top Shots?
Okay. The first card I actually bought was a Luka Doncic card, and that was just the assist. I'll pull it up
Wait,
now on my
Give them a
screen.
rundown on what that is, because when you say a Luka Doncic card that was an assist, they probably won't know what that means.
Oh,
So the moments, yeah. So how they work is you have a moment of an NBA player. So it could be a dunk, it could be LeBron, shooting a three.
oh,
But basically that's what.
it
And then
could be a
looking,
dunk, or
Is it-
it could be LeBron.
yeah, it could be LeBron.
LeBron is all the
dunking.
highlights.
When it comes
Basically,
to the
it's just a
website, it's only
highlight
LeBron.
that they've tokenized. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they'll put their
It's-
game date, then the game date, what they did, like a description detail. And of course there's like the number of cards of
It's
circulated.
real. Yes, right.
So that heavily like impacts the price, as it would with trading cards in general. But yeah, the last card anyway, going back to the question you asked me, Enrique, was Luka Doncic assist, which happened on December 23rd last year. And it was pretty much when he faked out. I think it was a Suns player. And then he got a dime. It was a pretty good dime. I bought that card at 30 USD, and this was before Top Shots, I think, went viral, I guess.
It was kind of it was like the day before.
Yeah, but I bought that for 30 USD, and now lowest ask is 320 USD. So that's like,
It's 30. Yeah.
that's pretty good.
10x.
But nah, shout out to my cousin for discovering this. Without him, I reckon we wouldn't. So big props to him.
Do you want to give him a shout out right now? Are you
Oh
gonna pop
yeah,
his
shout out
Insta or something?
Stefan and Kelly.
Omega Zero.
He's a goat, bro. Yeah, goat. Without him, he wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone into it. Salem wouldn't have gone into it.
I would have
And
probably
Enrique.
actually though.
Maybe in the long
Ooh.
run.
I would have been late though, because I was looking for, and I was in
yeah.
the NFT space before that. It's just
That's true.
I didn't know about that specifically, but I probably would have been too late.
Where we
I'm
are
glad I got
today,
into
that's
earlier.
thanks to
Yeah.
Omega Zero. So
Omega Zero, shout out.
Nice Tesla, bro.
yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I mean, the Josh Hart stream today was actually pretty good. Kind of put some more publicity on the platform. Still a long way away to go. I mean, that's why they're in beta, but yeah, still a lot of things they can do and improve. There's a lot of third-party programs that do stats on your marketplace profile. So I guess if they made a streamlined, smooth marketplace system, yeah. I'm not sure if they'll allow bidding though. Like,
Yeah, I think it's difficult to do with just the way it's set up.
yeah.
And then they just don't need it in general. But that would be cool. I actually think that's a pretty cool thing if they had that.
But definitely little fixes they can do during beta, like as in, when you're trying to buy a car and you're trying to look at lowest ask, high ask.
Yeah.
They really need to fix that instead of just numbers.
Yeah, I'm sure they will too.
Yeah, they need to make it so you can sort it, because it's just so hard to see a good card. But other than that, like, it's gonna pop off when. I mean, I'd say like not even like 80 to 90% of the greatest moments in NBA history are minted yet.
That's true. Yeah.
So once that goes off,
It's got a long way to go. Yeah, he's potential.
Definitely.
Are they going to do like every decade? Are they going to go back and do like
every moment that's ever happened in history?
They are. Oh.
No, they've already gone and done some. They did a series. I think it was called Run It Back. They did series 1 of that, where it was basically throwback moments. So they had
How far back?
As far back as the 90s, they had some Steve Nash, Tim Duncan. They had players that have retired in the Hall of Fame already.
Yeah.
So they've done that, but they could go as far back as they wanted to, as long as there's a video clip of it, pretty much.
We're gonna go back to the 1960s.
Yeah. Wait till we see a black and white moment.
The first NBA point.
Yeah, wow.
No,
But
Bill Russell moment.
Bro, it's gonna be NBA moment colorized, and then
they're gonna do a colorized series.
Vintage.
Colorized version.
But honestly, I don't know what they're gonna do. It's still real new. There's only 2 series so far.
Do they have the rights to the ABA?
For that. Yeah. I saw people talking about doing best fan moments, like some guy dropping his beer or something like that. There was just all this random all these random ideas. But yeah, there's so much they could do.
And like, I mean, because you know how their packs are like 5,000 per drop.
Yeah.
With the amount of people that are on it now, the series 3, for let's say, is probably going to be 10 to 20,000 per drop, meaning the first series, they're just going to become so obsolete and too limited for the amount of users that will currently use it and will use it in the future.
Wait, you mean obsolete, or do you mean like it will
Like
it'll
highly
become
sought
more
after.
highly
Everything's
sought
LE
after?
now, so they won't mint it again, won't they?
Yeah, but is obsolete? Do you mean like more so like that? You saying there will be higher demand, like, or like they'll be the more sought after in the future, the series 1?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
of course.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because if that
But I
15
think they used to release more than 5,000 packs. That was a stress test. They were just testing the website.
Oh, but I'm talking about the card itself.
Oh, for the actual cards, yeah, for sure.
Because like once the demand picks up, those cards,
Yeah, see,
they're
all they need is
they're
demand.
really for
They're really
virtual
limited.
cards, they're very overpriced. Like let's be
Yeah.
real.
But no, it's actual ownership though.
I know,
That's
but
why it's still in a blockchain.
if you think about the concept of it, it's kind of, you know what I mean? It's overpriced for what it is.
Honestly, I think it's underpriced.
Oh yeah, for
Ooh.
some moments,
I
that's
actually
definitely.
do.
Time.
I think the market in general is undervalued. That's just
I
my
get where you're
take on it.
coming from, yeah. But I mean, like in comparison to the demand it was a week ago to a demand it is now, with the same amount of minted cards, it's
Yeah, that's why they've gone up so much though. Yeah.
yeah. It's
Some
not gonna
cards are
explode.
definitely overpriced though. I'd agree.
Oh, like
There's
LaMelo
yeah,
Ball,
like LaMelo Ball.
every single Tyler Hero card.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think long term, yeah, they're gonna go up a lot more
For
than they are
sure,
now.
yeah. If you hold it, like it depends though, because I reckon they'll still have the factor of if they get injured, if they get traded,
Yeah, of
if
course.
they
Yeah,
go back to the G League.
yeah, definitely with the players.
Shout out D'Angelo Ball.
Do we have any?
D'Angelo Ball.
Leangelo Ball. I can't even remember this dude's name. Sorry.
Do we have any specific NBA moments that we're looking forward to seeing on Top Shot?
That's a good question. Yeah,
Yeah, I was telling Salem about the Ray Allen that decided the 3-point with Miami Heat and Spurs, the one that like determined the whole entire playoff. That was dope. Something I will buy, like hands down, is the Damian Lillard waving off OKC.
But yeah, with that Ray Allen 3-pointer, that's probably the most important 3-point shot in history. So that's an underrated moment right there. And not to mention, that was, if that 3-pointer didn't happen, Tim Duncan would have been 6-0 in the finals. I'm just letting you know that. Just putting that out there.
And if I could choose any moment in a NFT Top Shot card, it would be the Shaquille O'Neal dunk on, was it Jared Dudley, and he pushed him off? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Big Diesel, let's go. Big card.
Shaq's getting some cards very soon, actually, though.
Oh,
so that could be possible in the near future.
And
could
what
be
else?
That moment.
Oh, one more card. It would be the Michael Jordan push off against Utah.
Oh yeah.
And there'll be one with you know, like I forgot the guy's name, but when Shaq did that dunk and he like pushed over
Jared Dudley.
I think that's one, yeah.
Yep.
So be another one.
Dwight Howard maybe. They had beef with him.
Kobe Bryant, especially every single Kobe Bryant moment.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant.
Can they make a moment where the guy
game? I reckon his last game, like Mamba out.
Yeah,
that
true.
Type of one moment for that would be pretty cool.
They already have the Vince Carter moment for that, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. It's a pretty cool one. There was one other one. Yeah, like that Kawhi bounce for the Eastern Conference Finals.
On Joel?
Yeah, that one. That one was a pretty cool.
You reckon they're gonna have combined moments in the future?
Well, like almost like with two players in the same moment.
You know how I showed you that one where Katie blocks Devin Booker and then Curry shoots it from like almost from half court. That would be a dual moment, yeah.
Yeah. Or even like imagine a moment just with Kobe and Michael Jordan in the same one.
The All-Star game.
All-Star game with LeBron and Kobe as well.
They don't even have All-Star game highlights yet. That's actually a good idea.
I think they're thinking about that, yeah.
Oh,
that's cool because you see like 5 superstars, like plus more than 5 superstars in the same.
That's 5 times the profit. It's 5 times less the cards. Yeah. That'd be mad.
I reckon the Steph Curry and OKC one, you know, he shoots it from half court as well. That's gonna
Yeah,
be
there's just
so
so
much.
many. Like, there's so many moments.
Blocked by James, that has to be one.
That
Oh, yeah.
definitely that's gonna be
And
crazy.
the Ginobili block on Harden.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
Ginobili card.
What happens if they do meme moments like Harden? You know how he hits the ball to himself.
That's pretty cool.
Meme moments. That's a good one.
Like Shaq in
There
the
already
pool,
is
but
kind of
in
meme
card
moments,
format.
yeah, like in there if you look.
Are they taking user submissions?
Yeah, they you can vote on their Twitter actually.
What's the Twitter ad?
Their Twitter ad is NBA Top Shot. Oh no, NBA _ Top Shots or Top Shot. So
Follow them.
so basically, users will post clips and at them on Twitter, and then you can just retweet and like the ones that you like, and then they'll sort through which is the most popular, and then that could be the next moment. But I know that a bunch of people submitted the Anthony Edwards dunk that was recently.
Anthony Edwards dunk was a crime, a murder, if you will.
That was insane. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, for sure, that has to be a moment. That was crazy.
And this is the thing about NFTs is that, they have this advantage over cardboard physical objects where one, cardboards can be counterfeited, they can be lost, they can be damaged. You can't have counterfeit cards here. You can't lose cards unless you die or lose your password. And the serial numbers are, written on the website by one source
It's guaranteed by the blockchain as well. It's trustless. The transactions you can't get scammed if you're doing transactions through NBA Top Shot as well because it's secured by their smart commands. There's just so much. There's so much upside to it, and then the only real downsides is people traditionally like the physical collecting, and the only real downside is they won't like it because they're biased based on what they are used to. But I think as time goes on, there'll be less of a factor because people will start to, kind of adopt the idea that you can digitally own cards now. And then we'll see the upside, weigh it up. I think long term, this will be the future of collectibles.
The website will manage to hold this load of 50,000 people going for one pack at one time. It'll be more than that. This platform doesn't even have an app yet. That's how small it is at the moment. So there's so much breadth of opportunity just waiting to take on an entire NBA fan base, quite frankly. Most NBA fans have access to the internet. And
exactly, that's another thing, accessibility. Who carries their LeBron cards around with them to show your friends? You can have your whole collection on your phone now and show them. Exactly. They can just look at your username on the site and they'll see your collection. And it's safe. You can, it's as long as you don't forget your password. That's about as secure as it gets.
There will be kids in school who have their phones with them in grade 5 in lunchtime. Hey guys, look! I got the LeBron. This is something we want.
That's actually something I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, sure.
They really need there's obviously pros and cons to this, but they need to let kids onto this as well.
Right, it's 18 plus.
I mean,
now, hey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they have at least 15-year-old, 16-year-old kids doing it, that'll grow the collectors market, and B, it's just something that kids can easily get onto. It's if I was a 15-year-old, 14-year-old, and I saw this popping off, and I was a card collector, of course I'd get onto this as well. Yeah, sure. But with that limit of being only 18 to have a crypto account, which I understand due to laws and regulations, but yeah, maybe if they had some parental permissions or.
That's true. Yeah, that's a huge market as well. I think they'll definitely plan to in the future. I can't see them not at least trying to include them because that's just a huge market.
Like you'd have to obviously use someone's account details for over 18 for like purchasing and stuff like that. But and then that's fine. If Dapper wants to do their own thing with that, that's fine. But Top Shot in general should at least allow kids doing this, or even have like a game where it's all fake, like fake currency.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, just to get everyone involved, really.
Yeah, look,
I'm sure they will. I can see them doing that long term. Like, there's so much they can add, and they will. It's just a matter of time. It's still really early at this point.
If kids can buy CS:GO skins, they can buy basketball cards. They're completely capable of that.
I'm sure there already is. Like, they just haven't verified the identity and all that. But
yeah, exactly. There could definitely be a system of approval. They link it to a parent's email. It'll be the Club Penguin of NBA.
I'm sure there's some way they can figure that out. I'm curious to see Ryu's and Schmark's forces on this though, because you guys have looked at it a bit, but you're not heavily into it as much. So
Are there any Jason Collins moments in there?
Jason Collins,
Jason
I don't
Collins.
even
Yeah,
know who that
the
is.
first active openly gay NBA player.
Let's go.
I think a lot of people be pretty interested into that.
Be a good one, yeah. I actually don't even know who that is, but
Yeah, well, I only bought like 2 cards, so I'm not like, I'm just here. I'm
That's
just like
fine.
here
What-
right now.
you're up a bit too as well.
I just
There's
bought
just those 2 cards.
Jamal.
Jamal Murray shooting a 3-pointer at a Mavericks game, and Jamarcus Green doing a dunk.
That's fair. What do you think
I
of
think-
the whole scene, though? What's your opinion of it?
Of the sorry?
What are you thinking about just the platform in general?
Yeah, I think just buying the cards is like, that's easy, but the buying experience for the packs is like kind of horrible. You know what I mean? Like, because like you
I
kind of
think
have
it's
to like
just-
line up. They kind of have to fix that. So, but
No,
like,
yeah, long term it's gonna go away.
yeah,
though.
long term they're gonna fix that because the Top Shot's still at beta. But I kind of like the way, like how they did the buying experience for Street Fighter. So
that's another one.
with Street Fighter, it's under the Wax blockchain. So what they did when they released their the Street Fighter packs, they did 24 hours of just buying, but you can't open your packs yet. So there's a unlimited supply for 24 hours for these card packs, and then that's what they did. It's easier for people to get cards and not complain about it. And
Right.
then
So you think
after,
that's
yeah, I think that system, like, it works. I think it
Yeah.
works for the, I don't know about like the NBA Top Shots, but like it works for the Street Fighter because the next day you can open it and you can start crafting your cards. So once
Yeah.
you craft your cards, you can combine them. So when you combine them, pretty much, so you have a build card, and then if you combine 2 build cards together, it makes a new card. So the more cards in the market, right? So imagine if there was like 1 million build cards, and everyone started combining these cards, there'd be lesser cards in the market. So
that's because one of the cut. You know, you need 2 cards to burn it, right?
yeah, you need 2 cards to burn the card.
And then it becomes 1 card. So
It becomes 1 card and you get a new mint. So yeah, so having like unlimited supply for like 24 hours would work for this kind of like NFT for Street Fighter. But with NBA Top Shot, you can't combine stuff. You kind of just get like the 1 card.
Yeah, so it wouldn't. Yeah, there'll be too much supply for them
Yeah,
if they
there'd
were
be
to
like
do
so
that.
much supply. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense.
so these are like the only 2 that I've gotten into.
What do you think of the space in general? What do you see it going? Just NFTs in general.
Yeah, it's gonna blow up.
Yeah, I think so. What do you reach, Mark?
Well, looking at it right now, like seeing like the big difference when everyone started to know about it,
Yeah.
I think it'll blow up. You know, I think NBA has a lot of fans
Oh,
around
what
the
are
world.
NFTs?
NFTs, yeah.
That's a good space.
Mm.
What's the downside?
I think right now we're blowing up a lot because of cryptos and all, and everyone's like, it's new tech, it's a new idea.
Mhm.
It could possibly like stick around, you know.
What about for artworks? Do you reckon that's something that could happen, or do you think people like they're too attached to physical artworks? They're like hanging it up in there.
I think
On them.
I think they're still pretty attached, and also
Mm.
like artwork, it's like it can easily just you could like take a screenshot or something of it, wouldn't you?
That's true,
just
but
copy
that's
it.
the same thing with the Mona Lisa. You can take a photo of that. It's not
That's
doesn't mean
true.
So, but this is like this is actual ownership. I think a lot of people. That's why they don't get it. Like they think it's just a screenshot. Like you could easily even with the NBA moments, it's just a clip, right? So
Yeah,
you can find those on YouTube. You know, you can download the video, store it on USB.
true. So I don't know.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, definitely that's the point. I think that's why a lot of people haven't jumped on it because they.
They like that physical aspect. We want to feel it, you know. We want to.
But even though it's not physical, there's still upsides to having it digital. It's more secure that way, especially if you're spending millions on artwork. You don't want to risk it being stolen or damaged, right?
True.
I think one of the biggest contributors to the NFT, to the likeness factor of it is how the platforms are so optimized to really engage the point in how NFT is like, so special, like how they display the serial numbers and like, if like you said before, if someone had like a screen recording of an NBA moment on YouTube, you don't own that. That's a video.
That's exactly.
But however, if I had an app on my phone with an account with a serial number, with all these details based on specific stats and how much you paid for it, based on an official application that I can have my account with and carry around on my phone or whatever.
Well, it's licensed by the NBA as well.
And it's licensed. That's the biggest point. It actually has the value of officiality, and that's that has a projected value in the first place. If it's NBA licensed, that takes something in itself to actually get for anything, like merchandise or like screening rights. It's all like this projected value, which you learn about in communications. That it's just so many things go into this.
Physical cardboard cards. That's the concept of it. It's licensed by Panini's got a license with the NBA for that as well, which is the main card distributor for NBA cards. Basically, it's the same concept, just gone digital.
And even better with NFTs is that you can't get fake ones with the actual cards.
Digital, yeah, exactly.
There can be a cardboard official card, and there's a cardboard quotation mark official card. Like it's
Yeah, no, I completely agree. To be honest, I just see nothing but upside. I think once people start getting around digital ownership, because it's still something that's very new, but once they get the concept of that, then I think slowly it'll start to take off. Because there's so much upside. It's way more liquid as well. You can buy a Trae Young card on the marketplace and sell it the next minute. It's like that. You can't do that with physical cards. You'd have to wait 2 weeks for it in the mail. You'd have to list it back up on eBay. You'd have to post it, and then you got to send it there.
We haven't even discussed how great of a business side opportunity of it. Ryu, how much have you sold your Jamal? Or you haven't even sold it. What's your Jamal worth now versus what you bought it?
I bought it at I think 4.7 USD. It's like 10 times that now, I guess. $40.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was up pretty high. It was up at 70.
Yeah.
What's your account on Top Shot's called?
YU.
Yep. So if you look up this is one of the third-party platforms that allow me to look at people's accounts. So you bought this for a purchase price of $4. The lowest ask. So that's not even specific to cereal or anything, which it can be. It's now worth $49. So in a space of not even a week, like a few days, you've already increased your card value by $45 just by existing.
No, not only that, out of all our profiles, percentage-wise, Ryu's actually made a higher return than all of us.
Yeah, this is true. You've only spent $7 and you've made $52.
Roughly. It's more than that, but...
Yeah, it's just what it says at the moment, which is,
yeah.
As much as a rough...
a higher percentage than Salem. Even though we have bigger profits, but just...
keep in mind, it doesn't take into account the serial numbers that you bought.
But still, you gotta admit, Ryu's made...
Ryu's done good.
Yeah.
Ryu can go back to sleep and even more money.
He can successfully retire at the age of 20 right now.
I think
with digital cards.
Even now, it's still early. His cards still have a long way to go. Like this, I feel they're still undervalued anyways. Those cards should be worth 10 times that again in the future. So
there's going to be a 5th grader in the United States who's going to buy this card in 2 years, show it on his phone in class, and he's going to be a rich kid because he's going to buy this card for 500 USD. And then that kid's going to have that same card and it's going to be worth 1,000 USD in another 2 years. This is not real.
I wouldn't say it's not possible though.
It's definitely not impossible, it's
growing.
And another thing I sort of really wanted to touch on is that because this is such a new, how old are NFTs first of all?
I'm not too sure exactly how old technology is, but
blockchains are old.
3, 4 years maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it hasn't been. There's most of the projects, they haven't really taken off.
Exactly.
But I think NFT's been around for a little bit of while. They just haven't caught on just yet.
Like I consider myself to be a technologically savvy guy, and the only way I truly found out about NFTs is through this, and I found out about this like 4 days ago, maybe. Before this, the Melbourne-based graffiti artist Lushox, shout out, he actually did a few sales of NFTs based on his artwork, to which his following could purchase and actually resell. There's been screenshots of where he's been getting messages where it's like, bro, I bought one of your artworks and I sold it and it's paid for my rent. Like, thank you. Like, it's stuff like that. It's so incredible. And what we have to realize now is that this is still really early, and there's absolute potential for bigger IPs and corporations to jump on this with their titles. Like, I've been asked so many times by friends who aren't in this yet, are they going to do Pokemon? Are they going to do Yu-Gi-Oh? Can I buy a Blue Eyes White Dragon on NFT? You absolutely could when it comes into a thing, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely true. Pokemon's a big one as well with the IP. And the card market, collectibles market for Pokemon's already huge, so I could definitely see a Pokemon NFT platform just blowing up.
They already have an established set of rarities, you know? It's so simple.
Yeah. Pokemon.
Do you think having this digital card thing, do you think it'll hurt the physical sales, the physical card sales, having like two different things?
I don't think so.
I think super long term, this could be the future of collectibles. Super long term, but I think for now, I could just see people diversifying with real cards and digital, so they could just definitely, join the space. But I think definitely it will take some away, because I think I'm going to digital cards from now on. I'm not looking at physical cards as heavily now.
Physical cards are so much. There's like grading and
exactly. So
you got to ship it as well, and there's just too many risks as well now.
It's a whole.
I don't think that the physical card market's going away anytime soon, but I think that people will start to look at this and consider it and diversify their portfolios with digital assets as well as physical.
You never know. Physical could be obsolete one day. Like I
think this is
as
the
in
future.
the value won't even be there anymore. You know what
That's what I mean. Yeah. I think super long term, but it just depends on how long people take to adapt to the idea of having a digital asset as opposed to having physical cards.
And like, I forget to mention this, but Pokemon has been having their digital integration to a degree, not NFT, but if you look at when you open a Pokemon pack in English, they give you the QR code to scan so you can play the online game. So it's not quite NFT, but it's the fact that you can play the game online.
Oh, it's very close, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very close. And honestly, if they wanted to adapt that into an NFT sense, it wouldn't take that much. Like, they'd have to tweak it and make the methodology, different.
The same idea, just digital. The card it's just, instead of the card, you'd have a digital card, and you'd use that to play the game, the online game.
Yeah, precisely. In this day and age, we're living in, digital refurbishment and the age of things becoming obsolete. And all I want to say is that in a future where things are becoming more digital, and who knows, there might be a COVID-20 and a COVID-21, what disease is digital assets going to give us besides sitting in our gaming chairs for 17 hours a day? Nothing. Exactly.
And we've already seen it too, because there's a lot of countries that are still in lockdown. A lot of states that can't leave the house or anything, and they can still participate in this because it's as long as you have an internet connection and a phone or a computer, you can buy and sell cards on the market. So it even includes, even through a pandemic, it's still accessible.
You don't even have to know people. Like, you can
Discord.
There's so many communities out there, and the integrated marketplaces within the actual applications themselves. If I want to buy a LeBron, I can buy it off this guy, or there's a guy named Flo_Topshot who can buy my LeBron card off me because he really likes the cereal. See, he's seen this guy. We don't even know him. We just know the name.
That's another thing, because you can see who owns every single card. It's all public. It's all on public ledger. So if you see LeBron and you want number 23 of a specific LeBron card, you can see who owns it. And then usually it's linked to their Discord or their Twitter username. And then you can contact them on Twitter and say, hey, I see you own this card. You want to sell it to me? So that part's pretty cool as well.
And Flo_Topshot, he has an account value of $945,000 with a marketplace profit of $892,000.
I've seen his name around. Yeah.
And that's probably not even actually it. That's just like the face value. If it's cereals, then how many number ones does he have? 1, He has 1 number 1,
That's heaps.
3 number 2s, 2 number 3s. See, these guys go hard. This hardcore basis for hardcore franchises, and that's just
I
a
think
projection.
the top account is about 18 million USD total portfolio value. It's called Whale Vault 1. So I don't actually know who owns it or the group of investors in it, but assuming they're
Whale Vault 1. Let's have a look. Oh, far out.
and there's a Whale Vault 2 as well. That's not far behind, which is even more insane.
Marketplace profit 20 million.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, like when this was a closed beta,
Private.
everyone actually thought this was a joke. If you actually like,
people still do. Like,
when-
there's still
yeah.
people that this is
but these cards in closed beta were like in their single digits,
they were so cheap.
and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this isn't gonna go anywhere." People had doubts,
People
and there was
still-
this one guy. I linked his tweet, I think to you guys, how he made like 13K in profit because it just spiked up.
yeah.
I mean, Salam, you're not even far off. Not gonna lie.
Bro, I don't even actually know. I made a spreadsheet, but then the next day all the card values changed, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's too hard. It's literally I made a spreadsheet, and then the values keep changing, so I couldn't be bothered updating it. But honestly, yeah, it's a huge market. People can go look it up themselves. It's so hard to explain, especially these people have never heard the concept as well. Of anyone listening, but basically, everyone just has to look up NFT, learn about that market, and there's a bunch of information out there.
So yeah, I'm glad we covered that. So honestly, if you're listening and you want to find either a new investment opportunity, are an NBA fan, or just bored over this interesting time that we're still living in, I personally recommend that we
personally recommend.
All of us, unlike us, endorse NBA Top Shots. And what was the Street Fighter one?
Street Fighter cards, pretty much.
Street Fighter cards, as Shamark says, Street Fighter cards, personally endorsed by Shamark.
Also, this is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice. Just use my snake referral code. It's fine. Yeah, and also this is going to get referrals apparently. So I don't know. Yeah,
link in the description.
Hey, maybe unlike us, NBA Top Shot profile coming soon. Who knows?
Unlike us, tokens coming soon. Maybe.
Oh, NFTs.
Right.
Yeah, woozy caps.
Where can you find us?
Where can you find us?
At the same place we always are. Unlike
Where's
us,
that?
CEO. That is our web address. Unlike Us Co. on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
All right. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Unlike Us podcast. Next time, we don't know. This time, a pretty good show. Thanks for listening. Catch you later. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.